Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
At Giant Eagle, we're focused on quality, freshness, and all your favorites. Because meals bring us together. Because recipes keep traditions alive. Because the right ingredients make it or break it. Because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar.
He won the first Royal Rumble. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's one of the great wrestlers of all time. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can I get one more USA chant on the way out?
Well, we got to do a hole, brother. That's what we're going to do. And if you guys are going to hole like you mean it. So, 1, 2, 3, ho!
Say a hacksaw.
That's some good hoeing.
The PM team at 2 p.m., live and local, just like Mike's.
Don't miss the Pirates' first pitch when you reserve parking in advance with Park Mobile. Fans can now reserve parking before games to guarantee a spot at PNC Park. Book your spot at pncpark.parkmobile.io. You can filter parking lots by specific needs like covered parking, handicap, and oversized vehicles. So the next time you cheer on the Pirates at home, reserve a parking spot in advance for a winning game day experience. Park Mobile, a smarter way to park.
Hey, Pirates fans, SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Buccos, meaning SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of... the official ticket marketplace of...
That ball was crushed.
And...
Did you see that?
Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Yinzer games or to any other live event in Pittsburgh, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of every home team win. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of...
Let's go Bucks!
Back on the postgame show from Cincinnati, a 2-0 Reds win tonight. Let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard. There it is presented by AHN, the official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. And the Rangers leading at the Orioles 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. White Sox 9, Marlins 4. That's in the last of the 8th in Miami. The Nationals trying to go to 3-1. They lead at the Phillies 9-2 in the 8th inning. The Rockies up 4-1 at Toronto in the 6th. The A's trailing in Atlanta 3-0 in the top of the 7th inning. The Cubs a 6-0 home lead over the Angels. That's in the bottom of the 5th. Brewers trailing at home 1-0 to the Rays in the 6th. Mets up 2-1 at the Cardinals in the 5th inning. The Astros 3, Red Sox 0, 4th inning in Houston. The Royals have beaten the Twins 3-1. Chris Bubich with the win. And here it was a 2-0 Reds victory. And we'll take you back through the game. Coming up next, right here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
At AHN Sports Medicine, we know runners. Trail runners, road runners, marathon runners, 1-mile runners, and the somewhere in between runners. We also know that no two runners are alike, which is why at AHN Sports Medicine, we use the latest research, equipment, and technologies to build your personalized plan. At AHN, we see you. Call 412-DOCTORS to get expert care from AHN, the official medical provider of your Pittsburgh Pirates.
When the draft comes to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh drinks local. Pittsburghers drink Iron City beer since 1861. This is our city, our team, our beer. Ask for Iron City Draft, now pouring in over 100 locations across the city, featuring limited edition tap handles, collector's cans, and exclusive merch. Create history with legacy. Drink Iron City Draft. And April 23rd, it's the official draft watch party at Pittsburgh Brewing Company. Get your tickets now at pittsburghbrewing.com.
Back on the postgame show from Cincinnati, and the Reds shut out the Pirates tonight 2-0. And let's take you back through the game. All the runs coming, or both of them in this case, in the 4th inning after a leadoff single by Ellie De La Cruz. Henry Davis catching him stealing, and that made it 1 out, nobody on. But then the Reds would renew a rally with a walk by Sal Stewart, a base hit by Eugenio Suarez, put men at the corners. Spencer Steer with a sac fly, and then Will Benson tripled into the right field corner. And Cincinnati scored twice, and they only needed one of those because the Pirates did not score on their 4 hits tonight. And it was a Reds win. And Cincinnati goes to 3-1. The Pirates fall to 1-3. We'll give you the final numbers, preview tomorrow's action right after this here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Ring Central's AI receptionist uses voice AI to answer on the first ring, so you'll never miss a call again. In just a few minutes, you can personalize your own AI receptionist to answer questions, route calls, schedule appointments, and even send texts in multiple languages. Plus, it's easy to scale. Create unlimited AI receptionists across any phone system. It's all powered by one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. Ring Central, voice of your business.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
I enjoyed life on the road. I was young and foolish then, Bob. Young and single. It's great.
Oh, there's a story or two there. He brought that up.
No.
He brought that up. Got some money in my pocket. He's a dangerous man because he's got some money in his pocket, Joe Starkey. On the road, single boy. I see where you're going.
No, that wasn't where I was going.
No, it was. Your mind took you there.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Get Pittsburgh clean at Clean Express Auto Wash. Enjoy a fast, easy, and clean experience by becoming a Wash Smart Unlimited member, where you can wash at any of our 130 locations for one low price, starting at just $22 a month. Or choose our absolute best Ceramic Floor Ultra Wash for $42 a month, featuring ceramic treatment that's 4 times the shine and protection, plus free vacuums. Learn more at CleanExpressWash.com, the official auto wash of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
When it comes to baseball, only a few have what it takes to go pro. But with an F-Series, just about all of us can go pro. Because over the last 49 years, America's best-selling trucks have helped people find their strength off the field, offering the toughness, the capability, and smarts to all those who enjoy America's favorite pastime, like true pros. That's F-150, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Back with you for a final wrap, a 2-0 Reds victory here tonight. And for Cincinnati, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 6 left. The Reds are 3-1. For the Pirates, no runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 8 men left. The Pirates are 1-3. Chase Burns wins his first Major League game, and Connor Phillips with his first Major League save. Braxton Ashcraft, despite the quality start, is assessed a loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 17 minutes, 13,626 here tonight. So the Pirates in Game 2 tomorrow send Bubba Chandler to the mound, and he'll oppose left-hander Brandon Williamson of the Reds, who has not pitched in 560 days in the major leagues because of injury. And we'll be on the air at 6:15 tomorrow. It's a 6:40 first pitch here from Great American Ballpark. Thanks again, Dave Abbott, our producer engineer, with us here in the booth, and Mike Kravitz back at our network control center. And for my partner, Matt Capps, my name is Joe Block, repeating the final score here tonight. It was the Reds 2 and the Pirates nothing. So long and good night from Cincinnati. This has been a presentation of the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
You like that song Love and Marriage from Married with Children?
Yeah, it's a good song.
And they go together like a horse and carriage.
Can you finish it?
This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah!
Let's go.
You can't have one without the other.
Your dad loved that show, didn't he?
It's like his all-time favorite. I think loved implies that he no longer loves it. His all-time favorite character.
The PM team at 2 p.m.
Hey, Bucco fans, did you know you can save on tickets all season long with the Pittsburgh Pirates PNC Bank Visa Debit Card? Exclusively for PNC Pirates cardholders, we're offering discounted lower and upper level seats at select home games all season long. Visit pirates.com/PNC Debit Card today for details. That's pirates.com/PNC Debit Card. We'll see you at PNC Park. Let's go, Bucks.
And he's there. He'll make the catch. The ball game is over. This is going to do it. This game is over. Should be the ball game.
You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network. Today's game on the Pirates Radio Network has been brought to you by Sheets. Why does Sheets not? Get a snack after the game. Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Caring for you through every win, loss, and every moment in between. PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future. Ford, your neighborhood Ford store. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Pittsburgh Brewing Company. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and Icy Light. Highmark Health. Highmark is proud to support Pirates everywhere. From home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Operating engineers, Local 66. Join us at IUOE66.org and by Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Pirates. You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
The ball game is over.
And this game is over.
And the ball game is over.
Now, it's time for your reaction on the Pirates Reaction Show. The Og Murphy and Perkowski Fan Reaction Show is presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration and is brought to you by Bellman Electric, Sir Ground, Hampton Beer Outlet, Guardian Protection, NJM Insurance, Keystone Custom Apparel, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, and Og Murphy and Perkowski Law Firm. We're all in.
And this will do it. The ball game is over.
The Pirates Reaction Show is on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
All right. National League Central Division play where the Pirates went 19 and 33 last year, 37% win rate. You knew that all of these games, and it's not hyperbolic here, even though it's March, they're important, right? You think that the Cincinnati Reds are going to be a team that is very similarly constructed and maybe skilled as you are. You know, are the Pirates a low 80s win team? Well, what are the Reds? So a team that was able to, Cincinnati, sneak into the postseason a year ago as that second wild card. Are they the Pirates this year? And listen, you know, is it going to be Cincinnati, Pittsburgh kind of jockeying for that final position? Who knows? But you hope that this is one that you don't have to come back and look at, point to, as Pittsburgh blanked 2-0. Cincinnati wins it. Pirates are 1-3 to begin the year. And the best that they can do is come home with a .500 record for the home opener on Friday, having to win out tomorrow and then Wednesday afternoon before the Thursday off day. So the Bucks, a game that I think in many respects resembled a lot of the ones that we saw last year. Just a decent pitching performance where Braxton Ashcraft, a quality start, 6 innings, a 2-run, 5-hit ball, though he did walk 4, one of those walks coming around to score. Pirates had no answer for Chase Burns. In fact, they didn't have a hit against Burns until the 5th inning. So we'll break it all down, hear from Don Kelly, Braxton Ashcraft, among others, on our post-game coverage brought to you by Og Murphy and Perkowski and presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. Welcome, Dan Zangerli at 412-928-9370. Glad to be with you until we get you to the nightly sports call coming up at 10:35. Everybody already in line looking to state their case on this thing. The phone lines are open. I would imagine the natives a bit restless as we head back to Great American Ballpark, chatting with Kevin Young, who was on the TV side with Greg Brown, kind enough to do a little pinch hitting here for Matt Capps, who is over on the TV side. KY, was Chase Burns that good, or were the Pirates just kind of not on time tonight in the batter's box collectively?
You know what? He was that good. You give him credit where credit is due. I think, I talked to Jeff Brantley, the old Red that's got the chance to watch a lot of Reds baseball in the booth next to me before the game, and I actually talked to Barry Larkin because I had some questions with regards to Chase Burns and some adjustments that he made during the offseason and spring training, and I mentioned it a little bit on the air, but the depth of that slider was a big part of it. His slider used to work a little more horizontal, and it got to a place where, he literally got it where it started getting some depth to it. He started getting that downward action to it. And when you got 99 to 100 mile per hour fastball, and then you can create some depth with that slider, it really bode well for him this spring. And it came out for his first start, and it was a pretty nasty and effective pitch. And so you got to give credit where credit's due. He did have a really good outing. in regards to that. And, like I said, the Pirates, we find a way to just kind of keep battling along the way. But you face a team like this and you feel like you're equally matched. And, unfortunately, we just couldn't get that timely hit when we need it. And it's kind of been one of those things that we've had to experience a little bit thus far in the season.
Yeah, 6 of 47 with runners in scoring position, 128 batting average. Are they grinding the handle into sawdust in those run-producing situations? Or I know it's 4 games, but what do you kind of make of it in the early going, KY?
I think a lot of it is, you look at the makeup of the lineup. You have some guys that are, that have some swing and miss, from last year that's still in there. You have the acquisitions that we've had, and they've done really well. Obviously, Brandon Lau, what he's been able to do, and Ryan O'Hearn. But you get down into that 6 hole is a big spot. I've always felt like the 6 hole is a big RBI spot that's kind of quietly kept. And so you have to be able to produce runs during that bottom third of your lineup some kind of way, if nothing else, be able to produce some motion there. And so, when the guys are getting off to a slower start, and it's possible that's just the case. It happens all over the league. Coming out of spring training, sometimes you're playing in cold weather climates. The pitchers are always at an advantage early on, as they come out into the season when it breaks. But, it's no rhyme or reason necessarily, but you can't hit the panic button this early in the season. You're talking about the second series of the year or the first series when you're in New York. You just have to allow guys to get settled in and understand what they need to do to be more productive. And like I say, you just like to see it change a little bit. Got a couple more games this series, see if we can bounce back. I think tomorrow, Dan, is probably one of the most important starts for the team and Bubba Chandler, because if you can pull off a victory tomorrow, you set yourself up for that day game with Paul Skeens on the mound here on Wednesday on getaway day. And you might have a better shot at coming home, 500, and that's exactly where you'd want to be at this point.
Yeah, and tomorrow's starter for Cincinnati is left-hander Brandon Williamson, who hasn't pitched in about 2 years. So I would agree there. KY, you mentioned the 6th spot of the batting order. Triolo was there. The 9th inning at bat is going to kind of stick out like a sore thumb. You got first and second, nobody out. Connor Phillips kind of walks himself into a jam that brings up the go-ahead run. Tying run is on base. Pirates don't do anything with that 9th inning, and it starts with Triolo looking at strike 3. I understand he's in that 6th spot to kind of break up the lefties, but I do wonder if Don Kelly has to look at maybe more of a run producer, be that Gonzalez or maybe even, you hate to go back-to-back left-handers, or maybe it is Horwitz. I don't know. What do you make of that?
Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely fair. Both of those guys have proven to be guys that can drive in some runs. Like I said, clutch opportunities. Nick Gonzalez has done it as well. But Spencer Horwitz definitely has professional at-bats. And it's nothing against Jared. It's just it's an awkward position for probably him to be in as well. He's not accustomed to hitting that 6 hole either. But that last at bat was a tough one because, you have a guy that has, his best pitch is a sweeper, and he has a 98 to 99 mile per hour fastball too. And so it's really tough to even think about the possibility of bunting if you're Jared Triolo because of, that pitch. And so he just got through showing that he can get the sweeper over. So unfortunately, that 0-0 sweeper that, Jared ended up chasing, that set up the at-bat a little differently for him. It didn't allow the same flexibility and aggressiveness that was needed. And those are the type of things that you learn from. But, like I said, it's the part early in the season where guys have to find their way, figure out how to be more productive. And, like I said, today, that's just a tough one. First and second, nobody out. And you're not able to scratch a couple runs across. That's always tough in the last inning.
We're chatting with Kevin Young as the Pirates fall to the Reds 2-0 in the opening game of their series at Great American Ballpark. Your assessment of Braxton Ashcraft's first start of the year, the 6 innings, gives up the 2 runs. He did walk 3. What do you make of it?
I really did like him. First start of the year, Braxton was able to command the fastball and work the slider, kept it in pretty good spots most of the day. The only time that he got it up, he did get hit a little bit. He got some hard contact. They used the middle of the field well. But I just love the use that he never gives in. If he falls behind, he's able to land that curveball anytime, almost any time he wants to for a strike, either to steal a strike or sometimes to get punch outs on it as well. And so it's just like he's picking up from where he left off last season. He did the same during the spring training as well. And so the starting pitching, like you said, they have a quiet competition amongst each other where they just go out and want to compete. And they learn from each start from one another, and they continue to encourage each other. And so it's a great first start for the 2026 for Braxton. And you're definitely looking forward to getting him some run support over the next couple of starts and see if we can turn the tide in that as well.
No doubt. Pirates in need of a win tomorrow with Bubba Chandler on the mound. KY will catch up with you. Thanks so much for stepping in for the capper. He owes you one.
Hey, anything for you, Dan. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Capper will pay the tab on my behalf. He already offered.
You guys have a good rest of the night. You know it.
Yeah, there he goes. Off to the Montgomery Inn, or where's the rib place across the river? I think it's the Montgomery Inn. It's delicious in Cincinnati. All right. KY brought to us by Veteran Basement Waterproofing in Bethel Park. To me, just listless, kind of impotent game. 2-0, 2-0. You fall 1-3. I don't know. I mean, Chase Burns was better than Braxton Ashcraft. I will say that. But just outside of Lau and O'Hearn, and not much coming from the Pirates. A lot of swing and miss, 11 strikeouts by the Pirates offense. Give it to Lau and O'Hearn. Walks twice, does Lau with the base hit. O'Hearn with the base hit, also walks twice. So between the two of them, they're on base 6 times. Ninth inning, however, sticks out sore thumb. I don't know if you can have Jared Triolo in a run-producing scenario here. I understand you need a right-handed bat in between O'Hearn and Horowitz, ideally, for late-game scenarios, getting carved up by left-handers. You want to split up your lefties. That's just a tried-and-true baseball thing. But it's not Triolo. I think it's Gonzalez. That if you're going to hit somebody 6th, it's got to be Gonzalez. He was pretty good with runners in scoring position last year, and KY's right on cue. That's more of a run-producing RBI hunting type of position, and Gonzalez most certainly fits that bill. Another thing, and shame on me for not asking this to KY, you've got to bunt Triolo, I think, in that scenario, the 9th inning. I mean, okay, you probably do set up maybe I don't know if you're going to put the go-ahead run on base. 1 out, do you load the bases, put the go-ahead run on to set up a double play? Probably not. I'd say most certainly not. But I'm trying to get the tying run into scoring position. I get it. The 27 outs are precious. I get it that people hate to do things like that. But, rather than a guy look at strike 3, a guy that hasn't gotten off to a great start historically, has not been a productive offensive player, though he is, I think, a good, fundamentally sound ball player. So does he square? Does he bunt? We'll see if that's asked of Don Kelly in his postgame press conference. Until then, state your case at 412-928-9370. Hampton Beer Outlet, 24 packed cans of Mick Ultra at $19.99 Route 8 in Hampton. Drive a little, save a lot. 2-0 Reds. They beat the Pirates, game 1 of a 3-game series. Bucks fall to 1-3 on the season. We're back in a moment on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Thor Dickerson here. Looking for an easy way to raise money for your youth sports team or organization this season? Keystone Custom Apparel has a brand new fan club fundraiser designed specifically for sports teams. Each player receives a custom shirt featuring the names of their supporters on the back. Supporters simply donate $20 per name, enter their name online, select their favorite player, and check out. No collecting money from parents, no complicated order forms, no headaches. Most teams raise $2,000 to $5,000 with this program. Visit KeystoneCustomApparel.com or give them a call, 724-206-0285 to get started today.
Hey guys, Donnie Football here. I just got married, and I had this moment when I picked up my suit about a month ago. I'm standing there thinking, this is pretty wild, because I could have worn this same suit a couple of years ago. Seriously, that's what hits me most about Awaken 180. Not just that I lost the weight, It's that I never put it back on. Not a pound. In fact, I've lost a couple of more. So when the wedding came around, I wasn't scrambling. I wasn't trying to crash into shape. I wasn't looking for some last-second miracle. I already had it handled. Awaken 180 helped me lose the weight, feel good while I was doing it, and actually keep it off. No meds, no starting over, no panic, because a big day is coming up. I got to go into my wedding feeling good, comfortable, confident, and just enjoy it. And honestly, that's what people want. Not just to lose it, to know that it's gone and that it stays away. That's why Awaken 180 worked for me. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
When disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Hey guys, Donnie Football here. I just got married, and I had this moment when I picked up my suit about a month ago. I'm standing there thinking, this is pretty wild, because I could have worn this same suit a couple of years ago. Seriously. That's what hits me most about Awaken 180. Not just that I lost the weight, it's that I never put it back on. Not a pound. In fact, I've lost a couple of more. So when the wedding came around, I wasn't scrambling. I wasn't trying to crash into shape. I wasn't looking for some last-second miracle. I already had it handled. Awaken 180 helped me lose the weight, feel good while I was doing it, and actually keep it off. No meds, no starting over, no panic, because a big day is coming up. I got to go into my wedding feeling good, comfortable, confident, and just enjoy it. And honestly, that's what people want. Not just to lose it, to know that it's gone and that it stays away. That's why Awaken 180 worked for me. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
West Shore Home makes bathroom remodeling easy and convenient. And right now, their Spring into Savings promotion means free installation on your remodel. And if you've always thought that tile was the only way to go to get a luxury bathroom, well, you can think again. West Shore Home's brand new modern composite wall systems give you that high-end tile look without the grout, the cracking, or the maintenance. Right now, get free installation and save an extra $500 just for being a fan of the show when you schedule your free consultation at westshorehome.com/fan. See the website for details.
Now, back to the Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
At the professional level. Pitch, swinging a ball laced down to the right field line. That is a fair ball by inches. He'll bang around the corner and deaden. And around third, being waved home, Suarez. Here's the relay, and it's offline. And all the way to third, Benson driving in the second run of the game. It's 2-0 Cincinnati.
Well, that turned out to be our play of the game. Thanks for joining us. Post-game coverage from Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski. We're all in. Pirates, they were not all in or in at all tonight, falling 2-0, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 6 out of 47 this year. A couple of different things I think Don Kelly could have done in that ninth inning. Do you bunt Triolo? Do you hit Jake Mangum? Defensively, you bring in Gonzalez to shortstop, I guess. Yeah. So, tough, frustrating 1-3 start to the year. So we'll hear from Don Kelly coming up in just a moment. Until then, State Your Case, brought to you by Hampton Bear Outlet. You heard our play of the game right there, the second run coming across. Brought to you by Sir Grout, your local tile, grout, stone restoration specialists. Let's go right to the lines here. Get to Chuck in Uniontown to lead us off before we hear from the Buccos skipper. Chuck?
Good evening, Dan, and thank you again. Yes, Dan, I would have done the drill in that situation.
Or you hit somebody else, right? And I think Mangum could have been the guy.
Well, yeah, either or. But, I mean, if you're going to let Field be at bat, bunt him because he is not a good hitter. And, you know, you may be getting the best out of him if you try to let him bunt. And then what you do, you put the tying run in scoring position right there. And, you know, who knows what's going to happen after that. Maybe you hit Mangum for something like that. He's been off to a good start this year. But, Dan, there's two things that, you know, of course the returns are early. You know, this is only the fourth game of the season, but here again, you don't want to fall into the deep hole again like you did last year, because this team, the talent on this team may overall be better, yes, but is it good enough to pull itself out of a deep hole? I have my serious doubts about that. And here tonight, the two things that haunted you last year, you lost on the road, and you lost to a divisional foe. I said the other night, I think we have to win at least 15 more games in the division and maybe 15 to 20 on the road this year to be a viable contender. And the season is starting off rather wobbly. You know, there has to be some kind of turnaround in a positive direction. I know. What was his name for Cincinnati that started?
Chase Burns.
Pardon?
Chase Burns.
Yeah, he was good tonight, but still, that's a small ballpark, and you've got to score runs in there. I mean, most everybody scores runs in Cincinnati. It's a shame that Braxton Ashcraft's start was wasted. Other than the first game, our starting pitching has been pretty good this year. But you know, we have to score runs in there, and we were just practically absent at the plate all night long. This is Cincinnati. You've got to score runs. And Dan, we have to come home, to my way of thinking, at least 2-4, and hopefully 3-3. If we come home 1-5, I have my serious doubts that this is going to be us being buried again, and that's not good.
Yeah, not at all, Chuck. Thank you much. Appreciate the phone call. Let's move on to Tom in Shaler. Tom at 412-928-9370. We've got the lines lit up tonight after the 2-0 loss to the Reds. Tom?
Hey, Dan. Thanks for taking my call. The difference in the quality of at bat between O'Hearn and Lau against the rest of the team is just alarming. I'm not sure if you could comment on like the overall organizational philosophy or the instruction that's happening at all levels of the organization, but it is like a disease that is happening. And I would take out Triolo, move Gonzalez to short, and put Nick York at third, for the simple reason being that he comes from the Red Sox organization. Bring in somebody from outside the organization who hasn't been infected by this. And eventually, if they don't turn it around in a big way, I would also bring up Hafford Garcia just to put some pressure on Cruz and Reynolds to hit. And lastly, I'm not sure who the AAA hitting coach is, and eventually Matt Haig, but if I were Connor Griffin's people, his agent, his dad, I would say if these guys come near you, walk to the other end of the dugout. I do not want them saying anything to Connor Griffin.
Tom and Shaler, I appreciate it. Hopefully they don't screw him up. Triolo for Gonzalez at short, York at third. It's a team that's already lacking quite a bit defensively. But I understand what you're saying. I dropped Triolo and flip he and Gonzalez in the lineup. Triolo is hitting 8th, Gonzalez 6th. I'm unsure as to why they, and just going based on last year and probably looking at some biomechanical data, which, to kind of answer your question, what is their hitting philosophy? To have Triolo 6 and Gonzalez 8, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And then, of course, to lead Triolo off makes even less sense. I understand they do that against left-handers, nevertheless. But you do have to play some form or fashion of defense as to why you can't just entirely write Triolo out of the mix. Now, you write him out of the mix with Griffin's promotion or a better acquisition in the offseason. Wilmerding, Will, good evening.
Hi, Dan. I mean, this is just completely ridiculous. I mean, I feel like an idiot because I got my hopes up for the, 5th year in a row now that I thought maybe this team would be better. I mean, Lowe and O'Hearn, they're doing exactly what we thought. Too bad the rest of the lineup has been a black hole. I mean, you got just useless players that don't add anything up and down the lineup. Triolo, Gonzalez, Henry Davis, like automatic outs. This team was supposed to be better, but we still have automatic outs in the lineup. And Donnie Kelly, that 9th inning, I thought was a disaster. People spent all offseason saying, he learned from Leland. He's going to be so much better than Shelton. He looks more like South Hills Lloyd McClendon out there. I mean, I just have had enough, and I don't know how much longer I can do this as a fan because I'm just so fed up.
Thank you, Will. 1 and 3 are the Buccos. What did he say? South Hills Lloyd McClendon? How about a South Hills Village Lloyd McClendon? Sam and Butler on the Fan. Didn't take long. Game 4. Here we are, Sam. Greetings.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions tonight for you real quick, Dan. So first off, my first question was, who do you think is going to get booed louder at the home opener? Do you think it's going to be Trilio, or do you think it's going to be Don Keller or Cruz? Also, one last question for you, not even a question, just a statement. If I have to hear Greg Brown say Donnie Ball one more time, I think I'm going to lose it. I've just had enough. It's getting ridiculous,
So hold on. So my options are Trilio, Keller.
Triolo. My bad.
Triolo. No, okay. All right. Triolo.
Triolo, Kelly, or Cruz. Who's getting booed louder at the home opener?
Oh, man. Well, obviously, as we've shown on the show, 2 games can swing the pendulum one way or the other drastically. So I guess Friday is a long way from tonight. But depending on what all of them do, I'll go ahead and say I'll say Cruz because will he come out? I don't know if he's going to play against the left-hander tomorrow. Plus you got day game after night game Wednesday. Well, no, he'll probably play tomorrow. I bet you he's off on Wednesday. So, Cruz kind of won them the game defensively yesterday. I'm going to say Triolo.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I agree.
All right. Who are you booing?
I'm booing Triolo. I've had enough.
Okay, fair enough. What part of Butler, Sam?
I'm up by Slippery Rock. I said Butler County, but I'm up by Slippery Rock.
Nice. All right. All the best. Thanks. Mike in Maryland is on Sports Radio 97, The Fan, and I suppose listening on the Odyssey app, yes?
Yeah, all day, every day. Love it. It keeps me connected to being back home. So,
where's home?
Pittsburgh, born and raised.
Well, yeah, but where?
Crafton, Green Tree. Went to school on the north side.
Yeah, so of course. There you go, right near the studios.
Exactly. I interned there for a summer and would walk there sometimes.
No way. Pretty cool.
Honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got after this 2-0 loss to the Redlegs there, Mike?
Well, the first thing was Triolo in the 9th. He went up first pitch looking to groove a fastball, into left. And boy, was that just the wrong guess.
Was it,
at that point, I think it was. I mean, the pitcher couldn't find the zone all night.
Sure.
And so at that point, when you're chasing 2, you make him throw you a strike first, right?
Right. No, you're right. After back-to-back walks, yes. No, 100%.
Exactly. And so it was at that point that I said, it's time to bring Griffin up. I was fine starting him down there in AAA. Let's get him some at-bats, but it can't be any worse than what we're getting. And it's not like Triolo's given us Omar Vizquel-esque defense at shortstop either. But my bigger thing is, we signed 2 guys in recent years, Brian Hayes and Reynolds, to these massive deals. Hayes was so bad he's gone for nothing for a prospect. At what point are we going to start telling ourselves that Brian Reynolds was a product of being better than the worst players that the Pirates surrounded him with, which made him look good, so they signed him to this contract on a good roster? Where does he bat? Like Mets, Yankees, Dodgers. I think he's like a 7-hole hitter.
Yeah, probably. I think they should drop him. Honestly, drop him. I mean, down in the lineup, you try not to go back-to-back left-handers, or at least 3 straight left-handers: Cruz, Lau, O'Hearn, maybe a slide Ozuna, and he's been a disappointment in the early going. He hits third. I don't know how you work that. They need some right-handed pop in there, maybe just one more right-handed hitter. But
you got Garcia down in AAA, who had one of the best spring trainings that we've seen in a long time.
Ton of swing and miss.
Sure.
I want to see that. I want to see that really play itself out and him kick the door down. But I don't close that door at all.
I think it's kind of exciting to know that there's a couple young guys in AAA that should be able to force their way up this year. And, I don't think there's one player on this team outside of Skeens that should feel comfortable. Well, Skeens, Lau, and O'Hearn, that should feel comfortable with being an everyday starter. I mean, there's finally a little bit of prospects in the upper echelons of the pipeline that, if they could force their way up, there's no reason any one of those other players should feel like they have their positions in their lineup and the lineup card set in stone.
Yeah. So as it pertains to Reynolds, I mean, is he on the decline? I don't know. He's never really put together back-to-back amazing years. 4 straight 20-homer seasons. He's a career 800 OPS guy. He's a career 271 hitter. Even with, by his standards, and he was just about a win and a half above replacement, still 16-73. Playing, I would say, to the value of his contract, not necessarily exceeding it. That's what the Pirates need from any of these deals that they sign. Is he a 3-hole hitter? No. Is he a 5 or 6 guy? Ideally, yes. Do you flip him down to the 5 spot in the order? Once he gets on time, and we know Reynolds here for 8 years, right? When it's good and he is locked in, he is as productive as anybody. And, you'll have him on these post-game shows. Well, what's going well for you? On time, the timing. That's his really only answer and any insight to a question that he will give you.
And at the earliest, that timing doesn't come until late May, early June.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of answered, because he's clearly not on time right now. You drop him in the lineup. So I'm on board with that.
And you heard KY talk about it on the broadcast, too, the whole timing aspect of it all. Well,
right.
That's what spring training's for. And sure, it's going to take some guys longer, but when you're making $100 million, you can't get a couple free months. You got to be there quicker.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Let's go to Jeff in Acme. Jeff, after the 2-0 loss to the Reds, Pirates are 1-3.
It's 4 games and nobody should panic, but it's more than 4 games that we're seeing the same players do the same thing over and over again.
Sure. I mean, there's PTSD from the last, 3-4 years.
Yeah. And here's the thing that always confuses me, and it's not just this general manager, it's not this administration. I've gone my entire life since 1979, and they always operate on the presumption that it will get better next year. They assume they're going to get Reynolds back on track. They're going to get Triola better. They're going to move whomever better. But some of these people regress. I think you go back to Clint Hurdle. He said, you push, the league pushes back. And I do get concerned that one person said, what's the style and approach with hitting? I think Cruz pushed, they pushed back. Cruz pushed, they pushed back. and they don't have the skill set or ability, and their hitting coach approach, they're doing the same thing over and over again because he's failing in the same way over and over again. And that doesn't mean he's not trying. Everybody says he tries. But, and this is going to be old school, they need to go back to Charlie Lau, Walter Reniak. They have to get that man convinced that he needs to just hit the ball, and at 6'7" like Frank Thomas, that ball will go. Because whatever they're doing is not working, and it hasn't worked for a long time. But they're doing that with the same people over and over and over again. And we don't have the ability to go out every year and buy 5 or 6 new offensive players. They have to completely reset what they're doing. And the players that they have, who they've tried to fix over and over and again, they have to come to the realization they don't have the ability to do it with what they're doing. They're going to have to try a different approach. And if they don't, this is going to be one of these years where we're going to talk about what they could have done, what they should have done. The same people are striking out too often and too many times. The same players are failing too often and too many times. And Reynolds is going to get hot, and Triolo is going to have a streak, and Cruz is going to hit a ball at 117 miles an hour, and we're all going to get overwhelmed. But at the end of the year, we're going to have a 1.6, a 1.4, and a 1.6 WAR, and that's not going to take us anywhere. It's just going to make us all very sad. And you have a great night.
Jeff, you too. I mean, you're not going to believe until they do it. The benefit of the doubt hasn't been earned whatsoever. And everything that Jeff said is pretty much right on point. I mean, and nobody has gotten appreciably better, especially from a position player standpoint. Lau and O'Hearn, they're not homegrown guys. Cruz, Reynolds essentially is. Gonzalez, Horowitz, not homegrown, but I think you get the picture. Touche. Take a long, hard look at that. Josh Butler, go ahead.
Hey, Dan. First and foremost, I don't know how anyone hasn't said this yet, but let's go Pens.
Fair enough.
I mean, they are putting it on the Islanders right now, on the island.
I saw 7-3.
It's more than that now because Russ just scored like 5 minutes ago.
Gosh.
Anyways, back to the Pirates. I was going to call you and ask you, like, why Triolo's batting 5th or 6th, and then as I was sitting here on hold thinking to myself, listening to other people, I realized who's any better right now to be batting 5th or 6th in this anemic lineup that can't hit anything, can barely get the ball out of the infield? Like, where's the argument?
I mean, Gonzalez, I guess, you know, he's better than what Triolo is right now.
I mean, statistically, though, if you look at them through all the time they've spent in the major leagues, they have basically the same stats.
Right.
I mean, so you're trading A for AD?
Right. He's not
what are you getting out of that?
No, I mean, you get perhaps some situational run production. He's a little bit better with runners in scoring position. 6-hole is KY and I were talking about more of an RBI position. I guess that's the only reason you do it, for the aggressiveness that Gonzalez, because he can, I think, smell some run production a little bit better than Triolo. But, yes, is it going to be appreciably better? Probably not.
Yeah, I honestly just think that we're all just going to have to sit here and wait. I mean, it's been 4 games. We can all calm down for maybe like a couple of weeks and see what happens.
Yeah, but we said that, and then all of a sudden it was 9-21. That was last year. Doesn't seem that long ago, does it?
Oh, I'm fully aware this team is capable of doing that. I've watched them the last 4 games. It's not long shot, believe me. But when you have a guy that's your hitting coach who wasn't in the big leagues long enough to smoke a pack of cigarettes, then maybe you need to come to the realization that maybe your team's not going to hit as well as you had hoped.
All right. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. See you, man. Go Pens, huh? Matt's in New York listening, I suspect, on the Odyssey app, yes?
Hey, how you doing? Yep.
What's going on?
On the Odyssey.
Yeah, Buccos.
Not much.
Buccos, that's what's up, huh? 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, here we are 4 games in, and I'm already frustrated calling the radio station in New York. I mean, in Pittsburgh. I went to all 3 games when they played the Mets, and every single time Brian Reynolds came up, you just knew it was an easy out. So I don't see how we're going to do anything with him in the 3-hole, and with Gonzalez and Triolo as the left side of the infield. I mean, we're not going to go far at all. We're going to have a rough year. So, I mean, why aren't we bringing up Connor Griffin and putting maybe Gonzalez at third, obviously Griffin at the shortstop, moving Reynolds down in the lineup? I mean, what are they waiting for?
Probably more than 3 games of AAA experience for the 19-year-old, honestly. I mean, I'm not trying to be smart, Alec, but he was, missing some fastballs in the zone in spring training. Now he's obviously lighting the world on fire through 3 games. They have until May 9th because I think that, they're obviously incentivized to bring him up because, if he is very much a Rookie of the Year candidate. I think plus 800 was the last that was the last betting line that I saw. In fact, it was who was it? Sal Stewart. I think he was plus 200 to win the award on the other side for Cincinnati tonight. That pick is valued depending on who you ask. Some will say it's $10 million. Others will say it's north of 20, maybe even $25 million. It's essentially a sandwich pick. A guy wins an award or finishes in the top 3 voting for most valuable player. Griffin definitely qualifies. He's on all the prospect ranking lists. He's right there atop of them. Pirates, they were burnt by the way that they handled Paul Skeens. And, you can't really take much issue with how they handled Skeens, but the fact that he comes up May 11th instead of before the PPI deadline, and he wins the Rookie of the Year, not only did he get all of his service time anyway, they missed out on the pick. So not necessarily that was a big bungling of the Skeens development situation, because obviously you like how everything kind of turned out, and there's very little issue that I take with that. Nevertheless, for an organization like the Pirates, you need that pick. You need the ability to infuse as much talent into your organization. And if we're talking a valuation of 8 figures, that's not something that they take lightly. So for those that are kind of pounding their fist on the table for Griffin, it's fair to ask why. I also think it's fair to say that, man, you at least want to see more than a week of AAA service time and how he handles some of these veteran arms. He's rocketed through the system. And there also is a very, very recent case study, the closest thing to Connor Griffin that I think we've seen in the last handful of years is Jackson Holliday with the Orioles. And that has been anything but smooth sailing, right? We're talking about a high school guy. I don't know if Holliday debuted at 19 or 20 years old, but, I mean, very, very similar ascent and prospect value at the time of the promotion. And there's been some demotions for Holliday. 2 years of service time gone in the blink of an eye. So for assuming that there's no contract extension, you want and need these franchise-defining, franchise-altering players to hit the ground running. I mean, for them to spin their wheels on your clock, on your dime, essentially, while they figure it out, is really malfeasance in many respects when we're talking about trying to extrapolate all the value once they get to the big leagues, right? If it takes 2 years for them to figure it out, say, in the case of the Orioles, it's taken 2 years for Holliday to figure it out, and we'll see. I mean, he's in his 3rd year now. I mean, and there's no contract extension that's been signed. I'm not sure what reports there are of him actually signing one. So assuming we're on the other side of the CBA in that 0 to 6 model, I mean, the clock is absolutely ticking on your 1-1 pick, on your bell cow that is supposed to, change the fortunes of your franchise. So that's another reason to make sure that this guy is as turnkey, ready to go to hit the ground running. So from go, you're getting as much production as you possibly can while that clock ticks. If again, you don't have the ability to sign him. So
right. I just don't know how much of this season I want to throw away with Triolo and Gonzalez on the left side of the infield. I mean, I know they're going to get hot. They're going to go through their stretches, but that's not a playoff. This is not a playoff.
Well, and they were, I mean, best case scenario, squinting really hard, you're teetering on the edge of maybe being there in mid-September, and can you sneak in the final weekend? Well, you go back, you look at, in hindsight, of a number of wins that you potentially had that, you flushed away, and those 1-3 starts, those stretches in the early going, they're going to haunt you. Matt, thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoyed the conversation, the back and forth. 2-0 Pirates fall to the Reds, game 1 of a 3-game series. Braxton Ashcraft gives up a couple of runs. Otherwise, a solid outing for the Pirates right-hander. He goes 6 innings, 93 pitches. Good work from Isaac Mattson, Justin Lawrence in the Pirates bullpen doing their thing. Great relief pitching, and that's brought to you by your friends at Guardian Protection, your hometown security company. But Chase Burns was better. He was our player of the game, electric tonight with 7 strikeouts. Let me look at the swing and miss. I think it was 15 swings and misses. Yep. Over 5 innings of work, he struck out 7, got 6 swings and misses on the fastball, 8 on the slider. So he was spectacular. And if you don't know who Chase Burns is, he was the 2nd overall pick in the 2024 draft, came up last year after just tearing it up in the minor leagues and then was roughed up a little bit in the big leagues. But his first start of 2026 was really good. 46 of his 78 pitches, 4 strikeouts for Chase Burns. So again, our Pellman Electric player of the game, cutting-edge electrical and contractor services covering the tri-state. 412-928-9370 on our post-game show, brought to you by Og Murphy and Perkoski. We continue taking your phone calls. We have Don Kelly's thoughts coming up, but it has been pretty much a steady stream of folks wanting to talk about the Pirates' 1-3 start. And Josh in New Wilmington is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Go ahead, Josh.
Dan, what's going on tonight?
Hello.
I first off want to start by saying my regular season prediction for the Pirates was 85-77. 4 games in, I'm changing that prediction. I don't think they're going to win above 75 games. When you are 6 for 47 with runners on base to start the year, you're not going to win much games. And I was watching Triolo's last at bat. He swings and misses at a sweeper. That's like almost a foot outside the zone. And then the third pitch of the at-bat, he looks at for strike 3. I mean, like, what are we doing?
That's a bad at-bat. I mean,
Yeah.
in every sense of the word. I mean, I don't know what was happening there. I mean, I suppose it is my job to analyze that, but
I
don't know. I don't know. I'm as befuddled as you.
Yeah. 6 out of the 9 hitters in the lineup are batting below 200. I mean, they're as useful as wearing cleats playing basketball at this point. It's pathetic, and we're only 4 games in, and I'm already frustrated.
All right. Well, otherwise, how's everything in New Wilmington?
Quiet as always.
Well, I mean, you'll hear a little. Yeah. I mean, it's the town that Mackey built. Jason Mackey's a big Westminster guy. Did you know that?
Westminster, yes, sir. Westminster alum.
Are you?
I just graduated there last year.
Have they named the press box after Mackey, by chance?
They should. They should.
I agree.
He's a legend. He's a legend around here.
Just ask him.
I will, absolutely. Next time he's up here, I'll have to ask him.
All right, very good. All the best, Josh.
Thank you. You too.
I find it very offensive that you did not.
Oh, who's that?
Consider me.
Oh,
the most famous Westminster alum.
Oh, because you're the most gorgeous, Borges. Tom and Peters. Hello, Tom.
I have a couple, like a threefold question for you. If I gave you the lineup card and you could have Griffin here, you could manipulate things any way you wanted. What would your 1-9 look? What would it look like?
As it does now with Griffin hitting 6th. So Cruz, Lau, assuming Reynolds is better, Reynolds, Ozuna, O'Hearn, Griffin, Horwitz, Gonzalez, Davis.
Okay.
And maybe, depending on, Reynolds is cold right now. Do you back-to-back Lau and O'Hearn? But then you've got 3 straight left-handers in Cruz, Lau, and Reynolds. And you don't want to make yourself susceptible to, you're a left-handed specialist coming in and carving you up.
You actually just, with the way that you said that, took me off topic. So it's actually another valid point. If you looked at Reynolds, and I know the way I look at it is, for $100 million, he's a nice player. The stats end up, 270, 25 knocks, 80. Do you think that contract, has it been worth it? Has he fulfilled that contract?
I mean, in Pirates terms, probably not. In real baseball terms, as in like what's fair market value, yeah, absolutely he has. Absolutely. I mean, to this point.
I agree.
I mean, he hit 16 and 73 last year with a 720 OPS. You have to basically, in this day and age, because pitching is so dominant, you have to shave 100 points off an OPS, because that's what a good OPS is relative to 7, 8, 10 years ago, right? You wanted to be, 750, very average, 800, pretty good, 850, we're getting into really good, you're up over 900, you're excellent, and then of course 950 and above, you're a big game changer. You're an elite player. But anything north of 700 to 750 is pretty darn good. And even though by his standards it was an off year, 16 and 73 is still 16 and 73. What was the OPS plus? I'd have to take a look at that. He was right about league average last year, 99.
Are you all that stuff that you just threw out? I'm trying to figure out who I was listening to today that had someone on, and it was those overlapping things where things are different now. The strikeout rates and I hate it. I mean, I'm 52. I wish people, one of my buddies is Sean Casey. I'd love people to bat 300, 315.
Those days are gone. They're gone, and I don't know if they're ever coming back. I was going back and forth with somebody on Twitter today about the Carmen Mlodzinski start yesterday, 4 1/3, 8 strikeouts. That's what the game is. Pitchers should go 6, 7, 8 innings. Yeah, of course they should, but they don't anymore. Guys should hit 300. Guys should strike out 12 at a 12% rate as opposed to a 28% rate. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think
it's infuriating.
About the brand of baseball and the aesthetics of it, and everybody wants to point to the ratings and say otherwise. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I think if you had in this day and age, a brand of baseball from 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years ago with the distribution and accessibility that you now have, which is probably more part and parcel as to why ratings are up, just the overall marketing and getting your product in front of people in a much easier way, I think that, the game would be far more popular than it is. And it is on an upward trajectory despite the sandwich tasting so bad.
I wish we could go back to the steroid era. I mean, the McGuire, the Sosa. I mean, that's when it was good. Who cares if they're on that? Let's make it fun.
All right. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Have a good night. That's Tom and Peters. Mike in Newcastle. Sorry to leave you hanging there. I saw you at the bottom of the screen. Good evening.
So you're saying we're never going to go back to the days of guys like Brian Giles putting 1,000-plus OBPs. You think them days are done?
Yeah, especially because pitching technology and what we know about it, it's been far easier to develop freaks of nature than it has been on the offensive side. So it's just disproportionate.
Absolutely. Obviously, I threw that name because I was jubilated today because I heard him and Kendall were going to be the guests of honor for opening day Friday. So it will be nice to see them. A little flashback to my childhood. So that's always a nice thing. But I know we always – one thing about being a Pirate fan, especially right now, you hate to hear the E word early because – I know, 4 games you can't judge nothing on. It's very small sample of the season. The problem is, and we've talked about this many times over the years, we've just been beat down so long over the years. We've had 29 losing seasons in the last 33 years, and that's where all the hard feelings stem from and all the frustrations stem from. That's what it is more than anything. We just saw so much bad baseball that we're just a little bit hesitant to always believe in anything. And now what we're doing now is clutching on to watching a AAA player, hoping he's going to come up and be our Messiah. And we don't know if he's going to save the day for us either, but that's what we always hope for, being a Pirate fan.
Yeah, yes, correct. If this 1-3 start was on the heels of a postseason berth or even a winning season, the tone would be much different. So, yeah, for anybody listening and driving through the area right now that's from another state, that is a fan of another team, probably wondering why are they so uptight? Why are they so mad? Why do they want to jump off of the many bridges that they have in this fair city? Well, that's why. What Mike just said, because it's been a grind. It's the toughest job in sport, being a Bucco fan. Hey, but that's what we do here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, and our post-game show brought to you by Og Murphy and Perkoski. Let's hear from the Bucco skipper when we return, shall we? 2-0 Reds. They take game one of a 3-game series over the Pirates. We invite you to stay tuned to hear from the Bucco skipper on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Participation may vary.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Is water taking over your basement? Are your foundation walls cracking? Don't wait. Call the experts. Call Veteran Basement Waterproofing. Having 30 years of experience and veteran-owned Veteran Basement Waterproofing believes in honest, experienced inspections and getting the job done right the first time with a lifetime warranty. Don't let water damage your home. For a free inspection, call Joe the Waterproofer at Veteran Basement Waterproofing, 724-217-0677.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $365 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
I need a little range, step to the range,
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Now back to more of the Og Murphy and Prokosky Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Phillips coming home. Swing, fly ball. Falling fast into right, and it will be caught. And that's the game. McLean holds on to the ball as three Reds converge. And he fell down over one of his teammates and snow-coned the ball, but he held on. And that little dunker doesn't fall in. And the Pirates are blanked in Cincinnati, 2-0. The final.
And they're 1-3 to begin the 2026 season. You're dialed into the Og Murphy and Prokosky fan reaction show. Og Murphy, Prokosky, we're all in. 19-33, the Pirates against the National League Central Division last year. On the road, they were a bad team. Tonight, they are 0-for-6, stranding 8 with runners in scoring position. 4 games into the year, 6 of 47. They posed really no threat tonight in the shutout loss. They had just 4 hits. So did Cincinnati, but against Braxton Ashcraft in the 4th inning, a walk came back to hurt him. Sac fly, RBI triple, Will Benson, which turned out to be the NJM Insurance run of the game. NJM, no jingles or mascots, just great insurance. And that was it. Ashcraft suffers the tough loss. 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits. We're going to hear from Don Kelly coming up a little bit later on this segment. But we do still have room for you at 412-928-9370. You can text us. You can send us a comment, your stream of consciousness. Hello to everybody watching on YouTube. In the meantime, Stephen Gibsonia is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Steve, good evening.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, you?
I'm okay. My thing is, I think we should trade O'Neal Cruz. I think he's a head case and a cancer in the locker room. He's playing with no heart. And I think they should trade for like a natural center fielder or a third baseman. What's your thoughts on that?
Do you think you're going to get something of significance there? A turnkey major league player, or is it more prospect related?
Something small, a major leaguer, maybe like a Victor Robles or something like that for like center fielder.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Steve?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, I'm good too. Stephen Gibsonia at 412-928-9370. Let's hear from Pirates manager Don Kelly. Bucks fall to the Reds 2-0.
Donnie, what made Burns so tough? You know what? We know the velo on the heater. He was able to get his off-speed pitches in the zone, the slider in the zone, and kept us off balance there. And then he's obviously got the elite fastball.
Obviously, Brandon Lau and Brian O'Hearn have both been very, very strong in their first 4 games, but not too much from the other guys in the lineup. What do you need to see from them in order to get them going?
Yeah, it's always early in the season, especially when you're struggling. Everything gets magnified. Lau and O'Hearn have been really strong, and we're going to need everybody to chip in. They certainly will. We just, especially early on here, and then you start to feel the pressure and just need them to stay within themselves and keep battling and we'll come up with some big hits.
Braxton was pretty much blow for blow with Burns. What struck you about Braxton tonight?
Yeah, he did a great job. Kept, pitch count was in check and able to go 6 innings there. Did a nice job of filling up the zone and, really used all of his pitches for strikes. And his fastball was up there pretty good too.
Seemed like you guys had Phillips kind of on his heels there with the 2 walks to start the 9th. What do you kind of feel like you guys could have done differently in terms of just the at-bats after those 2 walks to just kind of take advantage of that opportunity?
Yeah, continue to battle there, with the 2 walks. And, I think with, Tree going up, first pitch, slider sweeper didn't look like it was pretty close. But just trying to go for the win there. I think that with just continuing to stay within ourselves, I think that's the thing. When you start to press, you start getting outside of the approach, and that's what it looked like to me after those 2 walks.
There's still a bit of a learning curve with the ABS system. Like Tree looked like you wanted to challenge that last pitch there, and just like kind of hesitated for a second. Or
yeah, there's certainly a learning curve. Talking to the guys, we want to be more aggressive and on pitches that we're convicted in. I didn't see the replay on it. I'm not sure if it's a strike or not. But we want to be aggressive on the right pitches that we can.
What do you kind of say to the guys when maybe they are pressing this early on in the season?
Yeah, easier said than done. Been there myself, and it's difficult when that starts to happen. And I think with Lau and O'Hearn leading the way, that other guys will jump on board and we'll start to come up with big hits.
Donnie, you guys had a few swings outside the zone, guys that typically don't chase stuff out there, the Triolo, Zuna, I think Henry on one of them. Do you see that as an indication of guys just maybe trying to do a little bit too much?
I think so, and the stuff, I'm not sure which ones you're talking about. I think Ashcraft with Henry, from what I recall, some good stuff too. We just need to make sure that we're staying within ourselves and within the zone to get good pitches to hit.
Don Kelly after the Pirates' 2-0 loss to the Cincinnati Reds. Coming back, we'll hear from Pirates starter Braxton Ashcraft. Suffers the tough luck loss. 6 innings, 2 runs, but he's hung with the loss as Chase Burns outduels him. 5 shutout innings, didn't allow a hit until the 5th. He had 15 swings and misses, 7 strikeouts all told for the second overall pick in the 2024 draft, the hard-throwing right-hander for Cincinnati. Reds grab Game 1 of the 3-game series. Post-game coverage on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan continues after this.
When disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
There's electricity in the crowd, but when you have electrical problems, you need a family-owned business you can trust. Call Pellman Electric. Pellman Electric has been in business for over 25 years, and their qualified electricians can handle any project. Residential or commercial, outlet repairs in your house, to completing a high-rise office building, Pellman Electric will tackle any job. And if the power goes out, Pellman offers generator installation services. Visit them at PellmanElectric.com. You depend on electricity, depend on Pellman.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy 1 Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Participation may vary.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Now, back to the Og Murphy and Perkowski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
2-0 your final score. Pirates fall to the Reds. 1-3 start to begin the year. 2 more games before the Bucks return home. Friday, they open things up against the Baltimore Orioles, first of a 3-game series. It was announced today that, all the pregame festivities, just to give you a little bit of a highlight here before we get to starting pitcher Braxton Ashcraft's postgame thoughts. There's going to be a moment of remembrance for not only Bill Mazeroski, but all of the Pirates that were lost. Elroy Face, Dave Justy, among others. The Justy, Face, and Mazeroski families will all be in attendance, taking part of the pregame ceremony on field. Pirates will be bringing back Kendall and Giles to throw out the ceremonial first pitch as we celebrate, which for the the geriatric millennials, I'm 40. Not to go all Mike Gundy on you, but I remember well, PNC Park opening. It was Pirates-Mets, that exhibition series before the first game against the Cincinnati Reds. Had a chance to get into the ballpark for that exhibition kind of dry run, and it was she was a beaut. Still is, quite frankly, and it's hard to even fathom that it's 5 years away from being as old as Three Rivers Stadium was before they pulled the plug on her. Kendall and Giles coming back. How about that? Ceremonial first pitch. So everybody is urged to get into their seats around 3:35. So a lot of cool stuff going on. Block party, Federal Street, all the energy and electricity begins at 1 o'clock. And then they've got the magnetic schedule giveaway. So gates open at 2 p.m. That's on Friday if you are a ticket holder. And I do believe great seats are still available. 412-928-9370. Before the nightly sports call, we'll try to sneak in a few more calls, but I do want to get to Braxton Ashcraft's thoughts on his tough luck loss, his outing, 93 pitches, 6 innings, 2 runs, scattered 5 hits, gave up both runs in this game coming up in the 4th inning. So here's the Pirates starter after his first outing of 2026.
Braxton, pleased with that outing? I mean, I know you're not getting the win, but to go 6 innings in your first time out and, pitch very well.
Yeah, I mean, going 6 innings is always a plus, especially, it always helps the bullpen, and coming from, having experience being out there, it's always nice when you start to go 6 innings, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. We want to get wins, and that 4th inning kind of bit us in the butt. Made the pitch that we wanted to Benson, and, put a good swing on it, and it's baseball. Baseball happens. But yeah, I mean, getting the workload up and getting into the 6, getting through the 6, getting through the order 3 times, it's always a big positive.
What do you felt like worked for you tonight?
Curveball. Leaned on it pretty hard. I don't feel like I had the best command or shapes on either of my fastballs. Kind of like it was just like stuff that we need to work on. But the curveball was good. Kept me out of a lot of damage. Didn't have much feel for the slider, which is normally the bread and butter. So back to the drawing board with that stuff and work on it through this next rotation and go back and get back after them.
You mentioned it helps the bullpen, but like you said, 6 innings and 87 pitches were career highs for you. Does that mean anything more to you to take on that workload?
Not really, man. It's my job. My job is to go out there and cover 5, 6, 7 innings every time. Take the ball. That's kind of the idea. It's the motivation for the recovery, the work that you put in between starts, how you eat, how you sleep, all those things kind of go into that. So just making sure that I'm able to take the ball every 5th, 6th day and go out and do my job to the best of my ability and give us a chance to win. Like I said, that 4th inning, didn't do the best job in the world at limited damage, walks, always skill. So, just got to be in the zone more, give the guys on the field more opportunities to make plays because we got a good defense. They make plays and walks don't allow them to be able to do that. So just have to eliminate those.
You're obviously going to feel strong at the beginning of the season, as strong in spring training. Do you credit what you were able to do in the off season to be able to work through it and prepare for this type of opportunity?
Yeah, this offseason was different than most of the others I've ever had. Just being healthy, closing out the year last year healthy, going into the offseason and working on certain things that I haven't really had the opportunity to in the past. So just building my body up to be able to withstand a substantially higher workload and be able to cover 180 innings at least this year. It's the objective, go out and 30 starts and get 6 innings to start. Will that happen? Probably not. But, that's the objective. That's what we're shooting for. I think any of the 5 will say that and attest to that. And, that's what we're working for, not necessarily even just in the offseason. It's every day.
What are your thoughts? You mentioned the defense, but what are your thoughts on that throw that Henry Davis made to catch Ellie behind you?
I think I was probably a one forever to home on that, and Henry's he's an incredible talent back there. He's an unbelievable defender, unbelievable mind, and it's easy to trust him with anything. Whether that's on the field, off the field, whatever, he's always the most prepared, and he's an unbelievable defender.
What do you think about just the way the bullpen was able to come in following you, just kind of keep things, at 2 run ups?
It's not surprising. We got a lot of good guys on the staff. Matty there. It boils down to throwing strikes and settling back in and getting outs. And J-Law punching the side, right? Punching the side, and he's great. So just being able to be confident whenever you come out of the game, knowing that they're going to come in and shut the door. I think that speaks volumes of who we are as a staff and what our identity is kind of as a team. Is, we, especially defensively, we come in and shut the door, and you have to earn runs against us.
Braxton Ashcraft after the 2-0 loss to the Cincinnati Reds. So if you're just joining us and we're kind of really focused in on Penguins hockey tonight, just to give you a quick recap, take you back through the game. Pirates, Braxton Ashcraft starting for the first time against Chase Burns. Burns, second overall pick, in 2024. He averages about 98.9 on his fastball, second hardest thrower in Major League Baseball last year. And there was going to be a ton of hard throwing between the two pitchers. There was, throughout the course of the evening, scoreless through 3 innings. Burns was better than Ashcraft. Cincinnati did all of their scoring in the 4th inning. Base hit by Ellie De La Cruz. He was gunned down by Henry Davis, but after that first out, Sal Stewart, who is the leader in the clubhouse, or at least the odds-on betting favorite at the moment here, the first handful of games into the season, to win the Rookie of the Year, he walked, eventually moved to third base on a single by Eugenio Suarez. First and third, 1 out in the Reds' half of the 4th inning. A sacrifice fly lifted to right field off the bat of Spencer Steer brought home Sal Stewart to give the Reds a 1-0 lead. And then one batter later, Will Benson, he hit a triple gap shot that brought home Suarez all the way from first. 2-0 Cincinnati, and that's all the Reds would need. 7 strikeouts, 15 swings and misses over 5 shutout innings for Chase Burns. Pirates didn't get their first hit of the game until the 5th inning. He walked 3, so the Buccos did have a few base runners, including 2 in the 4th inning, and they had 2 runners on in the 5th. But then he turned it over to the Reds bullpen, and the Pirates only able to muster a grand total of 3 hits over 4 scoreless innings. All told, 11 Pirates struck out. Best opportunity for the Pirates, one in the 7th inning, a base hit by Ryan O'Hearn. He was stranded at second base. Pirates unable to push a run across. And then, most egregiously, the 9th inning, when Connor Phillips came in to try to close out the 2-0 deficit, 2-0 lead and the deficit that the Pirates were facing. He walked the first 2 hitters that he faced, so the tying run was at first go-ahead run in the batter's box. Jared Triolo looked at strike 3. This was after his first pitch that he swung at, a slider, geared up for a fastball, but he swung out of his shoes after, again, the first 2 hitters in front of him were walked. Then Spencer Horowitz flew out to left field, and then a pop-up to end the game. So first and second, nobody out, ninth inning. Pirates with an opportunity, trailing 2-0, could not push a run across. They stranded 8 base runners, were hitless with runners in scoring position, mustering just 4 hits all evening long. So far, through 4 games, Pirates are 1-3. Hitting with runners in scoring position, 6 of 47. That equates to a 128 batting average. So tomorrow, as we look ahead to tomorrow, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors, Pirates give the ball to Bubba Chandler. It's his first start of the season. Chandler was 4-1 in limited time in the big leagues last year, a 4.02 ERA. Left-hander Brandon Williamson has not pitched since 2024. A few different injuries, so it's been better part of 2 years. So he returns to the mound. He's a left-hander, and it's a 6:40 first pitch, the middle game of the series, meaning we're on the air at 5:45 with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. So that'll do it for us. Appreciate Kevin Young stopping by the program, and to all who called in. So at Great American Ballpark tonight, Pirates fall to the Reds 2-0. We'll talk to you tomorrow.